Welcome everyone to the Pop and Wrestling Podcast with me, Coach 23, where we talk about pro wrestling, pop culture, and life in general. So it's a bit a delay episode. I was kind of bit under the weather the past weekend. Although yeah, last weekend I saw a movie with my daughters. We saw Moana 2. It's a 60-40 for me. 60% it was good. The story was good. 40% for the music. I still love the first movie's songs compared to the sequel, but spoiler alert, uh, there's probably a Moana 3. Next year, probably it's Moana the live action, but there will be probably a Moana 3 in the near future. But yeah, go watch it. It's a great movie. It amassed $600 million in the box office for just 2 weeks worldwide. So go. Congratulations, Disney and The Rock. So yeah, like I said, it's a bit delayed review episode or point of view episode for SmackDown. Let me just remove the green stuff, green line. So yeah, yeah, I wasn't even supposed to do a review, but the thing is, felt like I have to because SmackDown was great. Well, they had a great episode uh, last weekend, last Friday in the States, last Saturday morning here in Manila. Right now it's Monday and it's raining here. There's no typhoon. Hopefully it stopped because it's my anniversary week with my lovely spouse and we have something planned this weekend. So hopefully it doesn't rain at all. We have a good weather. But yeah, so yeah, we're going to do a SmackDown review and my point of view about possible scenario storylines moving forward because there's a lot. As I said last Monday for the Monday Night Raw review, it was one of the best Fallout shows that I've seen so far because it progressed a lot of storylines, even going to the holidays. And SmackDown did the same as well. So yeah, let's go with the review. Oh no, the results first. So the first match of the evening came from a triple threat Women's United States tournament. So it's Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi versus Elektra Lopez. And for that match, Miss Money in the Bank won by executing the prettiest moonsault ever on Elektra Lopez. Then afterwards, there was a backstage segment. Cody Rhodes opened the show. It's not a review. Should I go? Yeah, let's go first. Cody opened the show, and he was addressing Kevin Owens and their upcoming match for Saturday night's main event next week. Oh no, this weekend. Yeah, this weekend. So then along came a visitor or visitors. Chad Gable and American Maid came out. So that's the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile, and ended up with Cody challenging Chad Gable to a match in the main event later in the evening. So yeah, afterwards a triple threat match. Then afterwards there's a segment of the Street Profits. They were supposed to challenge WWE Tag Team Champions, Motor City Machine Guns, and somebody or someone attacked them so they're not able to wrestle. Then Johnny Gargano, talked to Nick Aldis and Motor City Machine Guns, Shelly and Sabin, and said, "Give us a title shot. Come on, it will be your word, real word. It will be worth your while." So along the lines, and they were granted a tag team championship match later in the evening, replacing Street Profits. So afterwards, next match is Bianca Belair versus Piper Niven because Bianca Belair is starting, to do a detective work of who attacked Jade Cargill a few weeks ago in SmackDown. So, and they're like, teasing him up. And according to Bianca, it's either Chelsea or Piper Niven or both. And according to Byron Saxton, they weren't there. So they're innocent. But still, a match happened between Piper Niven and Bianca Belair. Despite Bianca Belair having an injured rib, or injured ribs, she was able to execute the KOD on Piper Niven on top of Chelsea Green to pin Piper Niven. Then afterwards, Shinsuke Nakamura went out to address the live crowd. But before he can even speak, LA Knight came out. Yeah. And he wants a title match, a rematch for the United States Championship. But before Nakamura can even, say a syllable, Andrade El Idolo came out, also demanding a title shot against the United States champion Shinsuke Nakamura. Then they were egging each other out. Then afterwards, who came out? The Bloodline. So Solo Sikoa with Jacob Fatu and Tamatonga attacked both LA Knight and Andrade, laid them out, and addresses the crowd that, he, means Solo, is still the tribal chief and the head of the table. Um, Afterwards, the tag team championship match between defending champions Motor City Machine Guns against hashtag Do It Yourself or DIY, the team of Tommaso Ciampa, former champions Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano. Great tag team match. I said when they had their first meeting when in the tag team tournament to determine the number one contender. Then Motor City Machine Guns won. Then they beat the Bloodline for the tag team championship. I said that I would not mind if these two tag teams have a series of matches, even moving forward, even going to WrestleMania. Possibility for them to steal the show, and just put them in a tag team match. Don't no ladder match, no brawls. Just a straight up tag team match, similar to DIY versus the revival way back in 2016 and 17 or so. Yeah, just give them a ring. They can do it. So they're still putting the storyline of Tommaso Ciampa turning heel and against Johnny Gargano because we're not losers, so they're like that. Then ending of the match, a heel turn happened, but it was Johnny Gargano turned heel against Chris Sabin and his former mentor Alex Shelley. He did a low blow and then super kick and meeting in the middle, and your new tag team champions DIY. And now they are heels. An interesting turn of time of heel. So looking forward for how they are presented on SmackDown moving forward. Then the main event of the evening. No, actually before the main event, Kevin Owens demanded a sit-down interview with Michael Cole, in his car, literally in his car. So they're talking, and uh, it's the similar type of Kevin Owens interview that he's really jaded about what happened between him and Cody. And yeah, actually the last part was funny for me. I was laughing after I saw it because I saw just SmackDown yesterday morning here in Manila, not live. So I was laughing because Kevin Owens said, "Get out of my car." Then so Michael Cole got out of the car and hey Michael, and Michael Cole said, "What? Are you going to apologize?" And Kevin Owens goes to the window on Michael Cole and he drive off. Then yeah, the main event afterwards is Cody Rhodes versus Chad Gable. Interesting back and forth matchup. Um with Chad Gable attacking Cody Rhodes' ankle with multiple ankle locks. But in the end, Cody Rhodes won with the Cody Cutter. And who came out? Kevin Owens. And, tried to injure further that left ankle of Cody Rhodes, and they brawled out to close the show out. So, yeah, those are the results for SmackDown. An interesting SmackDown, like I said. Uh, the heel turn of I was expecting a heel turn from Johnny Gargano. From the beginning, that when Tommaso Ciampa is starting to go back to his old black heart face, because right now, when this was happening, it's eerily similar with the New Day of teasing the breakup, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. And in my mind, why would you have similar story with SmackDown? It's fine. I mean, similar storyline is fine. I mean, AEW does it most of the time as well, so why not? Even Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and Axiom are teasing like split up, but they're still the tag team champions. So we're like, okay, we were multiple story, but I was really expecting a heel turn from Gargano because we have seen a ton of Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano turning on each other, having great matches. I wouldn't mind having that, but for me, I think if people have seen it before, Why would you pay to see it again? Sure, fine, it's NXT, but yeah, it's still, it happened. Most of the fans will say, this happen in NXT? So when Johnny Gargano hit that low blow and said, yeah, I called it that Gargano will turn heel. Right now, it's all the matter of how they are presenting DIY, because DIY are known as underdogs. But right now, with Johnny Gargano doing the laughing thing, like similar with the way when he was back in NXT, when he was a heel even, I think he can pull it up. DIY can pull a great heel tag team. They might need a heater like what New Day, like Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston need right now, but I think they can pull it up as well. And like I said, I don't mind matches between them against Motor City Machine Guns and even Street Profits and other tag teams that are available in SmackDown. So a really interesting future for the new tag team champions. Um, for the Who attack Jade Cargill, it's either a stem going with my gut feel. It's either Bailey or even Bianca Belair herself. Or last part, Jade Cargill could be faking it out. Who knows? It's an interesting storyline right now between that. The question is, what's the future for the world women's world tag team champions? Are they going to vacate it or retire it or whatnot? Because right now you will be both Raw and SmackDown will be having their own mid card titles for the women. So interesting logic. For the bloodline, right now they're one man down, as they already announced that Tonga Loa has injured his biceps and he'll be out indefinitely, leaving solo with the two of the wildest men in pro wrestling right now, in Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Um, Again, it's the presentation. How are they going to present the Bloodline as a main event group or talents? I know Tonga Loa, people are talking trash about him not being a good wrestler, but there's still that somewhat of presentation that you need someone in the group. And they lost last weekend, not this weekend, last weekend, against the Bloodline, the original Bloodline. How are they going to be presented? Right now, Roman Reigns, I believe, is in a holiday sabbatical, but he announced that he'll be on Raw on January 6th. So that's it. What's the future for the Bloodline? Another thing is that the Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens saga. Like I said, they'll be having a match next week or this coming weekend at Saturday night's main event for the WWE Championship. The question is, does Randy Orton shows up? Does WWE will pull the trigger on Kevin Owens ending Cody Rhodes' first reign as WWE champion? Uh, Another thing is that there are rumors that Kevin Owens, contract will end this coming early this next year, January, February. So those are really interesting things to talk about and how things are going to work on in terms of the storylines for SmackDown. And also another thing is that WWE announced a window. Transfer window for some folks who don't really watch. I don't really watch European football, but transfer window is similar with the trade deadline for your NBA, for your NFL. So it's open for trade. And like I said, with Raw going to Netflix this coming year, this January, there are already persistent rumors that Netflix demanded from WWE that we want Roman Reigns, we want Cody Rhodes, we want CM Punk on our show, on the Raw show for Netflix. So earlier in the show, there's like American Made, going coming to SmackDown, Gunther talking to Nick Aldis. So it's probably safe to say that a trade window or this transfer window between Raw and SmackDown will take effect in the next few weeks, with Gunther probably transferring to SmackDown and Cody or whoever is the WWE champion goes to Raw. So it's interesting, really topic to talk about because of the demand. And in a business sense, it's okay for Netflix to demand because it also happened similarly when Fox acquired SmackDown to last 2018 and 2019, and they said we want Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in our roster or for their SmackDown show, and they did it. WWE gives SmackDown to Fox. Then now Netflix, who's paying $500 million to WWE, said that we want these three on our rosters, and I think WWE is I mean I believe in Triple H giving those three talents to Raw and also bringing SmackDown to an intriguing show. They could still pull the trigger of Gunther being a babyface. You can have your John Cena coming there. You have Randy Orton could also be there still. American Made could be a great heel group against a babyface Gunther. Who knows? So it's an interesting thing to come up with the next few um, episodes of Monday Night Raw before they go to Netflix. And let me do something. I'm going to adjust something because we're still just 15 minutes on this show, so I guess I can do this, cramp it up with one show. So I will. Oh, sorry, became two. So let's give in. I'm choosing another background to talk about. So right now we are here to talk about what happened yesterday in APLE for WWE, or basically NXT, as we are about to talk about Deadline. So Deadline happened earlier this weekend with a featured match. One of the featured matches is this one. Trick Williams defending the NXT Championship against Reed Holland uh, for the NXT Championship. But yeah, it's a five-match PLE. Uh, if you ask me, it's a better PLE compared to the last PLE of NXT, which was I believe Halloween Havoc. But for this one, it's actually awesome because the match started with the men's Iron Survivor match, with you have Ethan Page against Javon Evans against Wesley against Nathan Frazier, and replacing Eddie Thorpe, the returning former North American champion Oba Femi. Great 25 minute of matchup. I haven't seen full the match yet, but the result was great. I saw the results, and Obafemi won. I was expecting Obafemi to challenge for the NXT Championship. I guess stand and deliver, but they're pulling the match at New Year's Evil. So it's an interesting matchup. Obafemi versus Trick Williams, or whoever's the NXT champion at the time. And I think if Trick Williams or even Ethan Page were great as ambassadors for as an NXT champion, but if you have Oba Femi, oh my Jeebus, oh my gosh, it's going to be a great representation for NXT. Then afterwards, you have your an NXT Underground match between Lola Vice against Jada Parker. Jada Parker won their last outing at ECW arena match a few weeks ago, but this time NXT, where Lola Vice won the NXT Underground, and a lot of people are saying that it's also one of the best matches of the night. Lola Vice continues to impress as well, having a great personality and having that skill set of an MMA fighter, but having a wrestler personality. So yeah, I think there's one more match between these two ladies. Then you have the tag team championship match between Nathan Frazier and Axiom against uh one catch quarter crew, Charlie Dempsey's group, and Frazier still continues to impress, and they're still the tag team champions for NXT. And like I said, they are my running as the tag team of the year for all across the wrestling. And you will see who is my tag team of the year with the Paul Awards coming probably next week. It's a recorded. So this December, it's off December because I recorded it November 30th. You will just, it's either you bashed me or you like my results. It's up to you guys. You know. Then you have the not the co-main event. Trick Williams defending the title against Rich Holland. Thankfully, they're not the main event, and it's not a deterrent or detriment for both guys. Like I said, when this match was, signed to happen, I didn't see it as, a a viable main event NXT. I mean, the men's NXT division is quite lacking right now. It's great that they added Obafemi, but afterwards you have your Ethan Pages, you have your Wesley probably. Javon Evans is coming in and out from there. The men's division for a main event is kind of lacking, and they really need to settle this. And I guess if you have Obafemi as your NXT champion with all those guys chasing him, it's an interesting topic. It's an interesting day. Heck, even you can have your a rematch again between Tony D'Angelo and Obafemi. Tony D beat him twice, I believe, or once. So who knows? He has the number of Obafemi. Obafemi right now in NXT is similar with Gunther when Gunther was the Intercontinental Champion at the time. And like I said, it's going to be. I only see big things in Obafemi. If there's a a few people stand out or stood out from the NIL contracts of WWE, it's Tiffany Stratton, it's Trick Williams, and now you have your Obafemi. Obafemi won the North American Championship, I believe, in his fifth match alone. Alone, meaning no independent, matches, just there. So that's how impressive he is. And of course, the main event, you have the Iron Women Survivor match. You have Julia, Stephanie Baker, Ren Sinclair, who won last week. Uh, who else? I forgot the other ladies. So they're there. Sorry, ladies. But yeah, Julia won, and a lot of people are saying also that it's a good thing that they closed down or ended the main event for NXT Deadline in that one. So Julia now has a number one or title match against current NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez at New Year's Evil. So it's an interesting turn of events for WWE, and I believe the transfer window for WWE right now is open for all three shows, meaning people can call up from the from NXT to SmackDown and Raw to add more depth on their talent, and SmackDown could pull from their talent pool. No, NXT can pull like for their talent pool of trainees at the Performance Center to be shown or at least promoted to NXT. So it's an interesting thing, and I can't wait for what's going to happen in the near future between all these shows. This weekend, Saturday night's main event. Tomorrow is still Raw. I believe it's a tape Raw from last week, double taping, which will be headlined by the Wyatt Six in an eight-man tag match against the Final Testament with the Miz, and also a few Intercontinental Women's Championship uh, tournament matches. And also SmackDown. NXT will be this Wednesday here in Manila, Tuesday in the States, Saturday. Oh, for Saturday here in Manila will be Friday Night SmackDown, and of course Saturday night's main event headlined by Kevin Owens taking on defending champion, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. So wow, this is a short episode. My kids is crying. I'm downstairs. So thank you for watching this rainy episode of a SmackDown slash NXT deadline review and point of view and possible scenarios for some. And I also be having another podcast later, another episode after this one. I'll be recording some that's interesting for the pop culture people. Definitely, it will be a polarizing episode. It just went out to my head and what? Why not? So yeah, thank you guys for watching the Pop and Wrestling Podcast, SmackDown slash NXT Deadline Review and Point of View and possible scenarios. With me, Coach 23, where we talk about pro wrestling, pop culture, and life in general. Thank you guys. Have a safe week.